Welcome to Career Journeys, a series of videos by the Consortium for Public Education. Here we explore the career experiences and pathways of professionals from a wide variety of careers to help you think about the skills you'll need and the paths you might take after high school.
Hi, I'm Debbie Pixton with the Consortium for Public Education. Today I'm interviewing Dr. Faith Musko, an assistant professor of forensic science at Waynesburg University. Thank you so much for joining us, Faith.
Thank you for having me.
So Faith, you have kind of an interesting pathway. Can you tell us a little bit first about your path into forensic toxicology?
I started my education at Waynesburg University many moons ago in forensic science. At the time, forensic science was a newer field to the collegiate arena, although biology majors could work in forensic science and chemistry majors could work in forensic science. At the time, there were not many forensic science programs. Once I found Waynesburg University and they had a forensic science program, I decided to come here. I finished that degree. Once I moved on past Waynesburg, I applied to graduate school and I didn't get in my first year. So I had to find a backup plan, and I worked for a private chemical company in Butler, Pennsylvania, and worked there for a year. During that time, I boosted my GRE scores and applied to 12 different universities across the United States for a master's in forensic science. I got into approximately 5, and I chose the University of Central Oklahoma in Edmond, Oklahoma, which is just north of Oklahoma City. So I obtained a forensic science master's with a concentration in criminalistics. During my time there, I became very interested in forensic toxicology, which is the study of bodily fluids for the presence of drugs, poisons, and other extraneous materials, and helping coroners and pathologists then determine cause of death, depending on the situation. I was lucky enough to work for the Oklahoma City Medical Examiner's Office in their toxicology department, and I fell in love with the field. I loved the connection of both chemistry and biology to the human body, and I moved to Indianapolis, Indiana, and I started working for a private toxicology firm there. I started out as a bench chemist, and I worked my way up to a certifying chemist, and then worked my way up to a toxicologist position in 3 years. At the time, I was the only female toxicology with the company. I was the only one with a master's and not a PhD as a toxicologist as well. So I worked there for a few years, and then I got the opportunity to come back to Waynesburg University, my alma mater, and I am now a professor here.
So Faith, what were some skills that made you particularly exceptional at being a toxicologist?
A few things when it comes to skills and knowledge. One, you do have to have a mind for chemistry and biology and how they connect together in the biochemistry realm. My family doesn't have a lot of scientists in it. I'm the only one. But I found that I had an aptitude for chemistry, being detail-oriented, logical, and have an aptitude for critical thinking and analytical thinking. The way that I explain that is thinking about how did you get from one step to the next step to the next step. So it's making connections through logical thinking and critical thinking. So much of the forensic science field is the logic and the critical thinking and the analyzation skills I talked about, but it's also important to be curious. If you don't know how something works, if you don't understand how something got to the way that it is, don't ever be afraid to research things, to look things up on your own. Your job is never going to be able to teach you every little skill and every little thing you need to know about a particular job, career field, case, what have you. So being able to be curious, ask why, and then go and research it on your own and answer those questions really makes you an asset to this type of field.
So Faith, if I'm a student in high school, what questions should I ask myself if I'm considering a career in the forensic sciences?
A few things you should ask yourself is whether or not you do have an aptitude for the sciences. Forensic science regardless of the area that you go into, should and does require a lot of science classes in college. That includes general chemistry 1 and 2. That includes organic chemistry, math usually up to calculus, at the very least functions and trigonometry. So you have to have an aptitude for those items. If you are thinking about this field, ask yourself if science is the right place for you. Forensic science, unlike the way they make it out to be on TV, you cannot be an expert in every single area. CSI makes it out to be that you're in the lab and you're doing firearms work, and then you're doing fingerprint work, and then you're doing serological or genetic profiling work, and then you're going out to the field and you're collecting evidence and you're running down the bad guy. Unfortunately, forensic science is a field where you have to be an expert in an individual area and choose a specific area to be that expert. So when you choose that, whatever field it is you're interested in, make sure that that field also aligns with the life it is that you want to live. Working in a laboratory, which is the life that I prefer, is a 9-to-5 type job, Monday through Friday. So I don't have to work weekends. I usually don't have to work holidays, and it's 9 to 5, a normal typical work day. If you would like to do more field work, that is going to require you to work weekends, work off shifts and holidays, and during the night you may also be on call. So if you want a career that is set and you know your schedule and it doesn't change, certain areas of forensic science allow for that. Other areas of forensic science do not, because crime doesn't sleep. Crime happens when crime happens, and that may require you to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Faith, do you have any other advice that you would want to offer our students?
The last piece of advice that I would have for students is when you choose a major in college, make sure that major has as many possibilities as possible, meaning make sure that that major can give you the knowledge and expertise to move into a variety of different jobs. You want to have a degree that changes with you, meaning it gives you as many possibilities of jobs and careers as possible. So when choosing that major, think about not only the perfect job and the perfect career that you want, but also think of those backup plans and other things you might be good at because you might surprise yourself, but also you want to have options. So don't pigeonhole yourself to only one thing. You're never stuck in a career. You're never stuck in a major. You have the choice to change it. Your future is in your control. And if you're in an area where it's not aligning with your passions and your interests and your abilities, it's totally okay to change your mind. It's totally okay to change your major. It's totally okay to change your career and change your life. You don't have to do whatever it is that your parents do. You don't have to fall in line. You can forge your own path, and you should forge your own path and do the thing that makes you happy in your life. It may be difficult. It may be outside of the box compared to what people are telling you, but you can be anything that you want to be with enough work and enough tenacity. This field is difficult. It is difficult to surpass the science classes. However, it's not impossible. You are absolutely capable of doing this if this is what it is that you want to do. When things get difficult, you have to push past that place of feeling inadequate or that you're not smart enough. You absolutely are. It's just going to take some extra work. Expose yourself to as many opportunities as possible. I come from the school of thought that when I get an opportunity to do something, although it might be scary or intimidating or uncomfortable, outside of my wheelhouse, outside of my area of expertise, go for it. Whatever it is, get that experience, say yes. I have been very lucky that I've had great opportunities along the way. So when you get an opportunity, always say yes. It may be scary, and it may be intimidating, and it may make you feel that you're not good enough or that you're not smart enough because it's new. Jump in with both feet anyway. You have no idea how making those decisions for yourself is going to change you as a person and help you be the best version of yourself.
Faith, this has been really wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and experiences with us today.
I'm happy to be here, happy to do that.
For more information or to learn about other careers in the Career Journey series, visit our website and check back soon for our next installment. Thanks!